Join me as I dive into this mind-blowing history challenge. Can I prove that Oxford University is actually 300 years older than the Aztec Empire? When we think about historical timelines, we often get caught up in the grand narratives of empires rising and falling, and institutions that shape our world today. But what if I told you that one of the most prestigious universities in the world has been hiding a secret that challenges everything we thought we knew about the ancient world? One of the most common misconceptions about historical timelines is that we tend to compress them, making ancient civilizations seem older than they actually are, and modern institutions seem younger. For instance, most people would assume that the Aztec Empire, with its towering pyramids and rich cultural heritage, must be much older than a stuffy old university in England. But what if I told you that Oxford University has been around for longer than you think? In fact, it's so old that it predates the Aztec Empire by a whopping 300 years. The truth is, we often underestimate the age of institutions like Oxford because they've been able to adapt and evolve over time, whereas ancient civilizations have left behind ruins and artifacts that give us a sense of their age. But Oxford has been quietly thriving for nearly a millennium, with a rich history that spans centuries. It's time to rethink our assumptions about the timeline of human civilization. The common perception of Oxford University is that it's some dusty old institution that's been around for a few centuries, but the truth is that it was founded way back in the 12th century. That's even before the dawn of the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, or the Industrial Revolution. Oxford has seen the rise and fall of empires, the birth of new ideas, and the shaping of the modern world. It's a true testament to the power of human knowledge and innovation. On the other hand, the Aztec Empire is often romanticized as this ancient, mystical civilization that flourished in the Americas. And it's true, their achievements are a testament to their ingenuity and creativity. But when we look at the timeline, we realize that the Aztecs didn't rise to power until the 14th century, a full 300 years after Oxford was founded. That's a whole different ballgame, isn't it? Let's take a step back and appreciate the massive cultural and historical developments that took place in Europe and the Americas. Oxford University was founded in an era when the Catholic Church held sway over Western Europe, while the Aztecs were building their empire in the midst of a thriving Mesoamerican civilization. Two different worlds, two different timelines, and yet we tend to compress them into a single narrative. As we delve deeper into the history of these two institutions, we realize that our initial perceptions were way off. Oxford University is not just some old institution, it's a living, breathing testament to the power of human knowledge and innovation. And the Aztec Empire, far from being an ancient relic, is a vibrant, thriving civilization that deserves our respect and admiration. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Well, for starters, we need to re-examine our assumptions about historical timelines. We need to recognize that institutions like Oxford University have been quietly thriving for centuries, shaping our world in ways we can't even imagine. And we need to give the Aztecs the respect they deserve as a vibrant, thriving civilization that deserves our admiration. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the fascinating world of historical timelines. If you want to explore more mind-blowing historical comparisons, be sure to check out my video on the surprising connections between ancient Egypt and modern democracy. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below.